tanong, Mr. Chair, sino naman kayang genius ang gumawa ng ganitong kalokohan na tinanggalan ng power ang NFA para maghirap yung mga taong bayan at at the same time, napanggalan pa ng hanap buhay yung ating mga maliliit na negosyante sa mga public markets? Director Panganiban would probably hear, and Yusek Perez, balikan natin yung tinanggalan ng power ang NFA na magbenta sa retail prices. Kasi nakita ko yan simula nung maliit pa ako, meron dun sa mga public market nakalagay NFA rice for sale. At alam ko rin yun kapag medyo mahirap ang buhay at maraming bagyo, naghahanap yung mga namamalengke, NFA rice for sale. So kung medyo okay naman at maraming bonus, bumibili sa medyo premium na bigas. So yung tanong ko, in the history, I know that Admin Lacson is quite new in the NFA, but for the DA family, as far as you can recall, kailan po nawala ang power ng NFA na makialam sa presyo ng bigas by selling to the retail market?
It is until the passage of RTL, we still have that power. NFA still have that power.
So it was 2019?
Yes.
Yeah, because Mr. Chair, I believe, if my memory recalls me right, I was actually in Congress, part of the opposition, deliberating on this matter. Hindi ko kasi natatandaan na linagay yan sa Kongreso. So, did the DA insert that provision?
Yusek, Asis, I think you are more knowledgeable with this.
This happened in 2018. At that time, all of us here were not there, so we're not in the position. But I think it will never be the intention of DA to insist that that power be removed from NFA, Madam Chair.
Yung House version, Mr. Chair, do you have an idea whether I can't recall?
Yes, I think our committee secretariat would be very highly knowledgeable on this topic. ComSec baby.
Was it in the Congress version?
Yes.
Yung pagtanggal ng power ng NFA magbenta ng retail na bigas kapag nagkakaroon ng possibility of collusion or nagkakaroon ng pagtaas ng presyo sa retail.
Yes, ComSec baby, baka we could at least be refreshed, but have you taken your oath? Yes, ComSec baby.
Good evening, Your Honors. It was during the 17th Congress when the rice tarification law was passed. The House version wanted to maintain the powers of NFA on rice price stabilization and supply. However, am I allowed to?
Mr. Chair.
Yeah. Okay. No, am I allowed? However, we came to the BICAM with a different version from the Senate. And as far as I could remember, it was the DOF who strongly supported that version to do away with the powers of NFA on the powers of NFA, because sabi nga po nila,
Mr. Chair, this is DOF. Who was the secretary at that time? Secretary Dominguez.
During the BICAM, Yusek Sombilia was there.
Yusek Sombilia was there. Hindi, kasi nasa DA. Wala na siya sa DA. She left DA. But she was with DOF. NEDA siya before. And Yusek Sombilia was
corrected. It was NEDA. who supported that provision to remove that power from the NFA.
Yeah, with that, Mr. Chair, may I request that in our next meeting, former NEDA USEC and former DA USEC Zumbilya be invited to shed light on this.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay lang.
We will Comsec, please take note that we will invite former Undersecretary Mercy Zumbilya to be present in the next meeting.
Yeah. Ma'am, please proceed. We need your institutional memory on it. So what you're saying is wala siya dun sa Congress version, pero nagkaroon ng, during the BICAM, ipinasok ng Senate version?
No,
or what?
No, ma'am. That was, as far as I could remember, that was the Senate version. So,
okay. So, Mr. Chair, yung Congress version was to retain the powers of NFA to be a player in the market, na kapag tumaas ang presyo, papasok ang gobyerno para ibagsak ang presyo. Yung Senate version naman, andun yung provision na tanggalan ng powers ang NFA na magbenta sa retail. Kaya kung mataas ang presyo, surrender ang gobyerno. And this proposal was supported by NEDA as represented
by the economic managers, ma'am.
By the economic managers. Yes. Okay. And Yusek Zumbilya was representing NEDA at the time.
Yes, she was there during the BICAM.
Okay. The reason why I'm focusing on this, Mr. Chair, is tila hindi po pwedeng mahinto lang. Dapat malaman natin what was the situation and why this happened. Kasi syempre, hindi naman natin pwedeng baliwalain na lang yung mga nangyari. Malay natin, baka meron silang rason. But may I inquire from the DA family, is this a major blunder or a major cause insofar as the price of rice is concerned?
Yusek Aziz Perez?
I think, Madam Chair, if I'm not mistaken, the Secretary has emphasized earlier this morning that this power is necessary for the government to be able to intervene in the market in cases where there are extraordinary increase in prices or failure of the market to as in this case, go down to the level of prices where we feel that it should be the proper price.
So, Mr. Chair, sa history ng NFA, yung sinasabing negotiated transaction, is that considered selling to the retail market or no?
Mr. Chair, yeah, it is considered kasi open market, mapupunta sa merkado.
So yung mga binenta kay G4 Rice Mill, kay NBK San Pedro, LLM Greens Trading and Rice Mill, Ranil, MVL, Ranil Rice Mill, yung mga ito, considered ito na selling to the retail market. But you told us that in 2019, ipinagbawal na.
Tama po yun. Under RTL, supposed to be wala na yung mga pagbebenta sa retail, sa merkado. Ang allowed, allowed na lang po makapagbenta during calamities and emergencies. At saka yung third option is bago maging unfit for human consumption. Yun lang yung mga conditions na pwede kang magbenta. Tapos naka-specify pa pag calamities and emergencies, it should be the government relief agencies, LGUs, and including
in this case, this sale, this negotiated transaction in 2023 and 2024, no, and maybe 2022, yung mga ito ba falls under that category? Kasi aging
category of aging po siya, yun po yung
so pwede siyang ibenta sa retail.
Yun po yung kategorya niya at that time.
Yeah, pero pwede itong nangyari. o dapat government pa rin?
Kasi sinabi naman po sa batas, and we got GCG opinion, pwede pa rin naman makapagbenta sa private yung aging na yon. But yun nga, ayoko na lang magsalita in terms of mali ba yun o tama yun kasi nasa ombudsman na po ito. So
Mr. Chair, noong unang panahon, nung wala pa yung Senate version na ipinasok na tinanggalan ng poder na makaapekto sa presyo ang NFA, nung wala pa yun, paano po nangyayari ang pagbibenta ng bigas ng NFA to the retailers?
Ganito po, Mr. Chair. Ang retailer bago mag-IPL can freely enter the market even without calamities and emergencies. That's why po noon, meron kami mga grains retailers na registered sa amin at may mga plaka sa palengke, makikita niyo, dash number. Ano po yan? Wala pong kondisyon na nagsasabi na pwede kami magbenta lang during calamities and emergencies.
Yes, pero paano yun? Yung pricing, let's say may bidding ba, or if they're accredited retailers, they can get, or may quantity ba? I'm trying to differentiate that. Ano yung difference niyan as compared to the negotiated transactions of NFA with the millers way back in 2023 and 2024?
As far as I can understand through my reading and sa mga tao, dahil kasama talaga yung market intervention kay NFA noon, so lahat ng mga makakapasa, katulad ng ginagawa ng BPI and other regulatory agencies, makakapasa na retailer, mare-register sa amin. And they are given certain volume na pwedeng bilhin, diretso sa aming mga warehouses.
Bibenta nila.
And bibenta.
How much is the maximum and the minimum volume? Maski sa maximum na lang tayo.
Hindi ko kabisado yung maximum.
Can you look at that?
Titignan po
pero sa pananaw nyo ba, Mr. Chair, Admin Lacson, sa pananaw nyo ba, malalaki ba ito? I mean, are we referring to 200 sacks, thousands of sacks, or hundreds of thousands of sacks?
Tingin ko retailer pa walang capability ng hundreds of thousands of sacks.
In other words, Mr. Chair, nung kapanahonan na hindi pa ginalaw ang ganitong power ng NFA, marami ang nabibigyan ng hanap buhay. Dalawa po ito, Mr. Chair. Marami nabibigyan ng hanap buhay na maliliit na negosyante. At the same time, mababa ang presyo para kay Juan at kay Maria. Ang tanong, Mr. Chair, sino naman kayang genius ang gumawa ng ganitong kalukuhan na tinanggalan ng power ang NFA para maghirap yung mga taong bayan, and at the same time, natanggalan pa ng hanap buhay yung ating mga maliliit na negosyante sa mga public markets? And this, Mr. Chair, is something that we should not let it pass. Kailangan natin either ibalik yun or tingnan natin, ano ba ito? Pagkakamali ba lang, was it unintentional? Or baka hindi natin alam, napasok na tayo ng kung ano-anong mga bulong kaya nangyari ito. Because I don't think, Mr. Chair, this can go without accountability. Kasi tingnan nyo, we are now held hostage by this wrong action. Maybe it's not intentional, so we need to correct this. Mabuti na nga lang at meron tayong kintakom at na-uncover yung ganito. No? So babalik ako, Mr. Chair, klarong-klaro. Nung tinanggalan ng power ang NFA, hindi lamang tinanggalan ng hanap buhay ang mga maliliit na negosyante ng bigas. Pinapahirapan pa ngayon si Juan at si Maria na kumuha ng murang bigas at nagkakaroon pa ngayon ng happy life. Yung mga andudon na sila-sila ang nagsasabwatan, and I am referring to the middlemen who are actually profiteering from the situation, taking advantage of the fact na nawalan ng authority ang gobyerno through NFA na gawin ito. But mind you, Mr. Chair, nakakapagtaka, tinanggalan mo yung mga maliliit na negosyante, pero heto, negotiated transactions ng NFA leading to 78,564 bags, discretionary at saka kung titingnan natin, malamang if we compute that, that's actually it's 7,678,200 kilos. This is not even 1 year Hindi pa to isang taon, no? The 7.678,200 million kilos na negotiated transaction. Ibig sabihin, kung sino ang malapit sa puso ng dating NFA ay siyang makakabili sa murang presyo na pwede niyang ibenta sa mataas na presyo. This is not even 1 year.
Mr. Chair, actually, kung iba-backtrack nga, if we were reading the newspapers nung mangyari yan, even yung mga prior years, siguro 5 years back, mas malalaki po ang transaction na ganyan. But, of course, hindi po natin pwede sabihin kung mali o tama dahil nasa mga kaso na po siya.
Okay. In other words, Mr. Chair, hindi natin parang naging knee-jerk reaction. Now, Mr. Chair, let me go to our resource person from G4. Sir, magandang gabi.
Good evening po, Madam Chair.
You're from Manila or?
Bulacan po.
Bulacan. Okay. Ayon sa record ng NFA, kayo po ay nagkaroon ng negotiated transaction in the total amount of 75,000 bags. So that's 3,750,000 kilos of rice as of April 15 of 2024. Magkano po ang bili nyo per kilo?
First of all po, Madam Chair, 50,000 lang po yung G4, hindi po 75,000.
Yung NBK pala, yung, okay, so stand corrected. So, magkano po ang bili nyo dun sa per kilo of the 50,000 bags?
Nabili po namin yan ng 25 pesos per kilo po.
25. Magkano naman ang benta?
After all po ng from transportation cost, handling cost, tapos po remaining process, tsaka po yung shortage, binenta po namin ng 37 to 39 per kilo.
So 37 to 39 per kilo. Binibili nyo ito na palay pa?
Ano na po siya? Aging rice po siya.
Bigas na siya?
Opo.
Bigas na siya?
Opo.
Na-meal na siya?
Opo.
Okay. So sa 25 pesos, binibenta nyo ng 37 to 39?
Yes po.
Okay. Pero ang binibentahan nyo, retail yan? Or diretso na sa retail market? Or
Yun din po. Walk-in po dun sa Bulacan.
So wholesalers pa ito?
Mix po yung mga dun mga bumibili ng bigas. Minsan po may bibili ng 2 sako. Minsan kaya po kanina 500. Kumbaga po kinikater po lahat namin. Kung sino gustong bumili, bebentahan po namin.
So if we look at the price, kung binibenta nyo ng 37 to 39, magkano nila binibenta sa merkado?
Inano ko po noong panahon na po yun. Sabi ko, mahal ang bigas natin ngayon. Baka pwedeng itulong din nyo yun sa masa na benta yung 41, 42.
Pero magkano nila binenta?
Alam ko po, yung iba, nagbenta po ng 42 nung during that.
Saan po yun, sir, Mr. Chair?
Sa sa lugar, Caloocan.
Pwede niyo po kami mabigyan kung saan yung bigas na binibenta na 42 pesos per kilo?
Ano na po yun, na-consume na po yun.
Hindi, pero at least malalaman natin kung saan. Kasi parang hindi namin nakikita or naririnig yung nagbenta ng 42 pesos.
Sige po.
Yeah. Do we have DTI here? The DTI rep? Ma'am, sa Caloocan po ba nitong taon na ito, may nagbenta po ba ng bigas na 42 pesos per kilo?
Madam Chair, we will check our records po kung meron nga sa Caloocan ng 42.
Magkano po ang na-monitor yung retail price ng bigas na piliin na bentahan sa NCR?
Madam Chair, ang amin pong agreement with the DA is kami po yung sa supermarket.
Ma'am, can you speak closely to the microphone?
Kami po yung supermarket, Madam Chair. So, ito pong October sa NCR, ang previous...
No, we're referring to the second quarter
of...
Ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito, ma'am, yung aging rice na binili sa NFA.
Madam Chair, sorry. Ang amin pong naging agreement with the DA is yung after na po nung pagbaba ng taripa. So yung before po...
Prior to that, wala kayong monitoring ng presyo. So kung kunyari last year, wala kayong monitoring ng presyo ng bigas?
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, is it that it's an obligation of the Department of Trade and Industry? Trabaho po ba ng DTI? Ang monitoring ng...
Yes, Yusek Asis, I think it's AMAS, diba? That's monitoring.
Yung AMAS po yung may mandate pagka bigas. Meron po kami mga Department of Agriculture.
Okay. So, to a good representative from DTI, can we check kung meron talagang 42 pesos na bigas, no, sa Caloocan? Sir, you mentioned yung iba pumayag ng 42. Magkano naman yung maximum?
Madam Chair, clarify ko po, yung 50,000 po, binayaran po yun noong January 2024. Then hindi po nakuha yun up to now, kaya po nag-request po kami ng refund. So nung itong
Ito ba yung unang pagkakataon na bumili kayo ng bigas sa NFA? Hindi.
Way back po ng October 2023, ayun po, isa po ako nalaman ko po sa industry na nagbebenta ng aging rice ang NFA. Maybe po, sa database ng NFA, hindi lang po G4 ang nakabiling...
Yeah, maybe request NFA to give us the database. What will be your point of reckoning, Mr. Chair?
2020.
2020 onward, 2019 onwards. 2019 onwards. Tinitingnan na rin po namin yun, sir. So, wag po kayo mag-alala. Gusto lang talaga nating malinawan, no, kung saan yung mga gaps para hindi na ito maulit. So, yung mga naibili nyo sa NFA at naibibenta nyo sa mga wholesaler or middlemen, traders, magkano yung maximum na naririnig yung benta nila? 50 ba? 55?
45 po.
45. So, the average will be 45. So, kung titingnan po natin, Mr. Chair, binibili sa gobyerno ng 25 pesos, binibenta kay Juan at kay Maria ng 45 pesos. Clearly, Mr. Chair, a difference of 20 pesos per kilo is very disadvantageous to the government. Kung hindi sana natin tinanggal yung mga maliliit na negosyante na nagbebenta sa public market, sa mga palengke, kung hindi natin tinanggal ang power ng NFA na magbenta dun sa mga maliliit na merkado, sana hindi nangyari to. Ang nangyari kasi dito, parang yung driver may problema, ang ginawa natin, hinulog na lang natin yung bus sa bangin. Ang nangyari, wala na tuloy na susakyan na bus yung mga taga-probinsya. Am I correct in my comparison, the family, no? So, merong bus, nakakuha ng driver, yung driver medyo pasaway, umiinom paminsan-minsan, nakita ng may-ari, ang ginawa ng may-ari, tinanggalan ng trabaho ang driver ng bus, tapos hinulog yung bus sa bangin. Ang siyang nagsakripisyo, yung mga pasahero na wala namang sariling sasakyan. This is even more, much more deeper, kasi ito, tinanggalan ng hanap buhay yung mga maliliit na negosyante sa merkado. May we ask the DTI or the DA if they can enlighten us on that? Marami po ba tayong public market vendors na willing magbenta ng NFA rice sa ngayon? Yes.
Yes, may we get a response, Yusek Asi?
Based on, of course, our observation in the past, almost all markets have NFA grains retailer. And so, that will be the short answer. Based on past experience po, lahat po halos ng palengke, meron po nagbebenta ng bigas na NFA rice na subsidized po yon. So, I guess, that situation still exists right now if that rice is available.
Sir Chair, just to add sa tanong ni Congressman Garin, wherever I go, pag pumupunta ako sa mga branches ng NFA nationwide, lagi akong nakikipag-ugnayan, hindi lang sa mga farmers, pati yung mga retailers, nagpupunta minsan, lahat sila nag-clamor, kailan po kami uli makakapag-bili ng bigas sa NFA at na makapagbenta po kami. Ito po, walang halong biro. Nakikipagkita sila sa akin, nakikipag-meeting, tinatanong nila ako, pwede na po ba kami bumili? Sabi ko, pasensya na po, matagal na pong wala ang mandato na yan sa NFA. Bakit po nung ganito, ganun? Hindi ko po masagot yan. Pero kung yung tanong nyo po, nandun po yung clamor.
So I believe Kong Quaresma is galit na si Kong. Bakit daw tinanggal? So Mr. Chair, may I yield my few seconds to Kong Quaresma?
Yes, of course, our chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and Kong Janet. Totoo naman yun, napakaganda nun. I'm from Nueva Vizcaya. Tuwan-tuwa yung mga tao that time. Dahil, at least kung meron yan, couldn't we go back to that old system? Kasi I think that was 2019 nung na ano yan Bakit? Bakit kaya, di ba? Kaya napakalaking question mark. Bakit inalis yan doon sa NFA? Ang sabi sa akin, dahil may ginagawa rin daw na hindi maganda ang NFA. Dahil kaya tinanggal. Pero, ang palagay ko, mas malala ngayon. Diba? Kaya, I think this should be one of our agenda in the next Quinta Committee meeting, Mr. Chairman, para maganda. Sayang, sana kanina nandyan si Secretary na tanong sana ito. But I know that na yung sa palengke, yung mga retailers natin, bumibili sila sa NFA. At ang kagandahan nito is pag nandyan ang NFA, may stabilize natin yung presyo. Makokontrol natin yung presyo. Yan lang, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Chair Luisa Loren Quaresma. Kong Janet?
So, Mr. Chair, earlier, there was a law signed last Monday, and that law does not bring back the power of NFA. I mean, alam ko gusto ng presidente yon, pero hindi na ipasok. Can we get your confirmation on that? Because maybe it's time for us to approach Senate and tell them the implications of what is happening. Lalo't lalo na kapag hindi ka bumababa dun sa baba at hindi mo maramdaman yung mga hinaing ng tao na napakamahal ng bigas. So itong bagong batas, alam ko andun yung direktiba ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na ibalik ang poder ng NFA na makialam sa presyo. Napakasimple lang yan Naalala nyo ng COVID, kanya-kanyang gimmick, ang mahal-mahal ng lahat. Pero pag may pumapasok, nagmumurang bigla ang testing. Remember, testing was like gold. Napakamahal niya. Nag-set pa ng napakamahal na presyo ang PhilHealth. Tapos lahat ng testing nasa private na laboratory. But when the private sector tapped the government hospitals and provided testing for 1,500 pesos, bagsakan ang presyo ng lahat. Ganyan ang parehong nangyayari. Did DA inform the Senate about what is happening?
Yes, Yusek. Okay. Si Admin Larry.
Kami naman po sa NFA hindi nagkulang. Even yung sa last minute comment namin sa Malacanang, bago pirmahan, pinarating po namin yung aming posisyon.
Mr. Chair, sa PCC, did you see this? Nakita niyo pa itong problema ito na natanggalan ng poder ang NFA?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Naparating po ba natin ito, Mr. Chair, sa Senado?
nagbigay po kami ng position paper at the time din po, Mr. Chair.
Hindi rin pinansin. Malamang, no? Kasi maybe Mr. Chair, hindi naramdaman or hindi nakita etong problemang ito. But now that we have the Quintacom, at naririnig na natin yung boses ng ating mga kababayan, and we appeal to our colleagues in the Senate to really address this with a heart. Kasi yun ang problema eh. Nakakuha ka ng maling driver, ihuhulog mo ba yung bus sa bangin? E di wala nang sasakyan yung mga tao. So it's a knee-jerk reaction, but the impact is so huge. It's resulting to malnutrition and more undernourished and stunted Filipinos. So if I may go back, Mr. Chair, ano ba ang pwede natin gawin? Dahil ando dun yun, of course, we will be proceeding with the law. Ano ang pwede natin gawin sa pananaw ng DA? Will it be possible that NFA, you will have extended kadiwa centers para yung mga retailers dati sa public market, ano sila, galamay or fingers of your kadiwa centers. Para you can have registered kadiwa centers selling NFA rice. Is that possible?
That is the objective of this administration, to extend the number of Kadiwa centers to cover all.
Yeah, kunin ko, babihin ko lang, Mr. Chair, ha? Pag Kadiwa Center kasi, maganda yun. It's really good. But sa laki ng Pilipinas, sa dami natin ng isla, we cannot do that in the most proximate time. And partnering with our former NFA rice retailers is actually bringing back a good program that should have never been abolished in the first place. And with the indulgence of our colleagues here, gawin natin ang lahat na makiusap sa mga senador para matulungan nila tayo sa problemang ito. But my question is, with the current setup, pwede bang extended Kadiwa Rice Center? Parang ibabalik natin yon. It's actually, well, okay, hindi pwede magbenta yung NFA, pero yung NFA pwede magbenta sa Kadiwa, tama? Aging rice.
Kung aging po.
Aging rice, pwede.
Part po ng buffers, part po ng stock management nila.
And how many buffer stock you have? May you have around 5 million or 5.5 million?
Close to 5.5 million bags po.
Bags, and bags at 50 kilos.
At 50 kilos, opo. And we can, yung binabenta po natin sa Kadiwa ay yung non-regular or yung 3 months and above. Kanya nakapagbigay po tayo ng P29. But
this is good, well-milled rice, ha?
Well-milled po, opo.
So Mr. Chair, look at this. NFA has a buffer of 275 million kilos of well-milled rice. Ngayon, if you will consider that ang aging naman natin is 2 to 3 months, malamang yung iba dyan, medyo nasa mga 2 buwan na, magte 3 months na, then why don't you sell it through Kadiwa? This is not a permanent solution, but it's a stepping stone while we are awaiting for the awakening of those who are stubborn in not bringing back the powers of NFA. It's a stepping stone para itawid muna natin ngayon ang presyo ng bigas. NFA can give that to Kadiwa, sell it, and Kadiwa will have NFA, accredited NFA retailers in the public markets. With that, yung magkano bang benta ng NFA sa Kadiwa?
Sa ngayon po yung sa aging natin
per kilo
29, pero po yung regular stocks natin na kamukha po ng binibenta sa DSWD 38 pesos lamang po yun. Pero po gusto ko lang
aging 29
po.
Okay, magkano ba binibenta ng Kadiwa yon?
29 din po.
29 din, pass on lang siya talaga. So yung retailer can say, how much do you recommend sa retailer, NFA retailers? Kagaya dati, magkano yung kanilang profit?
Hindi ko po alam kung magkano profit nila.
Maybe somebody is knowledgeable here. Is it 10 or 20%? Even if it's, let's say, a little over 10%, so mag-profit pa sila ng 3 pesos, yung 29 pesos, yes.
Sorry pa. I got the information from one of my managers. Kapag binenta po namin noon sa mga retailers at 25, they are mandated to just sell at 27 pesos. 2 piso lamang po yung mina-mandate namin na tubo nila per kilo.
Okay. The 5.5 million buffer stock of NFA, na ngayon nga problema nila kung saan ilalagay yon kasi nga, tinanggalan sila ng power. No? Parang, ewan ko, baka merong nagalit kay Admin Lacson at medyo, hindi pala.
Siguro po yung sa dati.
Okay. Mahirap kasi pag merong mga konti-konting away, naapektado lahat. So ito ang nangyari. We have 275,000 kilos of rice before NFA. But since it's aging rice, pwede siyang ibenta sa Kadiwa. Kadiwa can now have accredited NFA retailers in the public markets mandated to sell the rice at 32 pesos per kilo. That's good enough. Pwede yun, di ba? So with that, Mr. Chair, I move that the Department of Agriculture be immediately directed to come up with a mechanism to accredit small NFA rice retailers in various public markets throughout the Philippines to be able to dispose of the 275 million kilos of well-milled rice with a timeline to get back to us 2 weeks.
Yes, it's a study, Honorable Janet Garin.
No, Mr. Chair.
Oh.
It's, pasensya na, I believe in studies, but at this point of time, I don't think our people can wait. So, ang proposal ko is to convene a small task force that can implement this program and probably implement this. Kailan ba yung harvest season? Late February meron na. So kung gagawin, kaya nyo bang last week of, kasi lalabas yung mga bonus, maraming kakain, Pasko. Kaya nyo bang i-implement ito? Sabihin na natin, ang launching is December 25. Kaya nyo yun.
Yes.
Are you done, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Yes. Wala
okay, go. I second the motion.
Ayun.
Okay. There is a motion.
To reiterate, my motion is to direct the Department of Agriculture in 2 weeks' time to come up with an agreement between the NFA, who will be disposing of the 275 million kilos of rice through the Kadiwa, and the Kadiwa accrediting NFA retailers in public markets throughout the Philippines. Not one time. They can do it over a period of 3 months.
Yes, with the indulgence of the Honorable Janet Garin, before we rule on the motion, is that possible given the new law? Do you have okay siya? NFA retailers, are they?
Even the old law, even with the fact that Senate took away the power of NFA, nakalagay kasi doon, Mr. Chair, NFA can sell to Kadiwa kapag aging rice. Ang aging naman natin is 2 to 3 months. Now, it does not prevent Kadiwa from accrediting NFA retailers in the public markets.
Yes, but kasi with the new law, the Senate limited the markets of NFA. So, BJMP is no longer with you?
Teka lang, Mr. Chair. The new law limited the market of NFA.
That NFA can sell to.
Can sell to. But NFA can sell to Kadiwa, right? And this is Kadiwa selling to the retailers. It's not NFA anymore.
So, yes, anyway, I would maybe just hear Admin Larry kung pwede ba yan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Saan yung market?
Even dun sa prior RTL, yung na-amend, and even dito sa amendment, pwede po kami magbenta ng aging stocks as part of the management ng buffer stock. And through Kadiwa, and kung private man yan, it should be in auction. Yun lang po yung...
But the fastest way to do it is through Kadiwa. You don't bid, right? Yeah.
Only so, at Kadiwa ang ano?
Yes, they're going to sell to Kadiwa at 29 pesos per kilo. Kadiwa will now accredit NFA retailers, rice retailers in the public markets with an agreement that the retailers will sell it only at maximum of 32 pesos. Yes. 3 pesos profit.
Sige. Admin Larry?
Last ano po. Yes, ang engagement namin pwede from NFA to Kadiwa na right now it's being handled by FTI. Pero yung FTI, going to the retailers, wala na po kami doon.
So, Asek Bebang is here, Mr. Chair. Asek Bebang, birthday ko ngayon. So, can you give that as a gift to the Filipino people? Kadiwa accrediting NFA rice retailers in every public market in the country.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Happy birthday po, Ma'am Janet. Kong Janet. In as much as we've been discussing since yesterday, ma'am, yung one of the challenges nga po that we can actually sell nga po from NFA to the Kadiwa centers. Ang pinaka-challenge lang po natin ngayon talaga, ginagawa naman na po talaga natin yan. Kaya lang parang napansin nyo po, talagang medyo mabagal po yung ating rollout. Dahil nga po, ang pinaka-problema natin ngayon, yung logistics. Wala po tayong from the warehouse to the stores. Yun po yung medyo nahihirapan tayo kasi wala po talaga tong complement. Hindi po tayo.
Magkano kayo ng estimate? So we can increase it. Even if they sell it at let's say 34 pesos per kilo. Yung 1 peso na logistic per kilo, sobra-sobra na yun, di ba? Kasi sense lang yan eh.
Yes, ma'am. Pwede naman natin nga gawin. Kaya lang po siguro, we would like to request sana kung we can create a task force with the committee so we can really lay out yung how we can be able to, with this committee's support, of course, how we can be able to roll this out with the way na lahat po ng agencies that can help us roll it out, makatulong po. Para lang po kasi po in a 2 weeks time and during ng holidays, medyo mahirap na po kami makapag-commit ng tao, ma'am. Kasi yun nga, kailangan namin ng tao.
Pwede naman tayong like mag-dry run lang ng isa. Parang it can be like launching of one area or hindi, ang ano lang naman kasi dito, the guidelines and I think what will take time here is the accreditation of NFA rice retailer. Ano ba yun? Pag utang ba sila or binibigay na babayad sila ng cash?
Ma'am, yung sa NFA, hindi ko po alam kung may registry pa rin sila ngayon ng mga retailers as before. Kasi nga, opo, so kailangan i-establish ulit natin yun. Tapos may legal impediment po ba kung ganun yung ating course of action because nga wala na nga po silang authority to directly sell sa market.
So maybe, Mr. Chair, January can be a good timeline before the harvest. Kasi doon medyo mahal ang bigas niyan kasi walang local harvest. And you know, if it will be in the market at 33 pesos, the impact of 275 million kilos will be really good. That will force our retailers to also bring down their rice. Marami nakastock ngayon, Mr. Chair, sa retailers, so ibabagsak nila yung presyo. Yung mga middleman yan, magsasakripisyo. So,
anyway, so with that, we will, sige, Admin Larry.
Just for quick clarification, siguro para factual lahat. Yung pong stocks ni NFA, total of 275 million kilos, o yung 5.5 million bags, Hindi po lahat yan ay aging stocks. Meron lamang po dyan mag-age na pwede natin ibenta at 29 pesos. And hindi rin po natin bibenta lahat yan kasi we will maintain our buffer stock at a safe level. So, pagdating po ng anihan, ang diskarte po na mismo, ako na mismo gumawa, kung ano ang ilalabas sa merkado, yun ang ipapasok na palay, palit po ng palit, maging cycle. Meron na po tayong table dyan kung ano po yung volume na kailangan lang natin ilabas on a monthly basis. And corresponding
more or less that will be how many?
Ang buffer stock po kasi natin mandated is 300,000 metric tons. So we divided by 12 months. Dapat po every month makakapaglabas tayo ng 25,000 metric tons. 25 metric tons.
Para every month. Naintindihan ni Juan, ilang kilos yun?
25 million kilos po.
Yes. So with 25 million kilos per month, na ilalabas natin at 33 pesos per kilo, that can move the market. Diba? At maganda yan, unahin natin sa mga lugar kung saan marami ang mahihirap. Huwag sa Forbes, yung sinasabi ni Kong Joey. So we can actually identify saan ba dito yung marami ang mahihirap. So yung dun sa marami mahihirap, for sure may public market yan. Yung iba naman may association na-accredited naman ng LGUs. So the association can actually be the rice retailer. We will help. May mga maro, alam nila yon. So 25 million kilos per month, Mr. Chair, is a big volume that can move the market. At kusang magbababaan yung iba dyan. Notwithstanding the fact that we will still pursue identifying the faces of these middlemen who are actually profiteering from the situation.
Yes, with that lang, baka pwedeng rolling kadiwa, di ba? Ito, di ba?
Mr. Chair, meron po tayong mga rolling kadiwa. Hindi nga lang po ganun katulad nung sa Rice for All natin and yung P29 natin centers na Thursday to Saturdays ang schedule ngayon. Yung iba po, merong weekly, meron yung 15:30. So, hindi po yun, kumbaga, daily, no?
Sige, okay.
So,
anyway, I just want to ensure, doon lang sa probability nun, we have to follow Section 11, on the maintenance and disposal of rice buffer stock, nandito sa NFA. So, again, as mentioned already by Admin Larry earlier, na disposal through sale shall be through public auction. So which means subsidized price kasi ang 29, remember?
But does that apply, Mr. Chair, to kadiwa? Kasi government to government.
Pag kadiwa hindi. So basta nasa kadiwa siya.
But kadiwa, when you sell to... Kasi kadiwa sells at cost. Actually, it's skirting. Well, I don't find any... I mean, on the outset, I don't find any legal impediment kasi ang pinagbawalan si NFA. Pero si Kadiwa, hindi siya pinagbawalan na magkaroon ng retailers. But just for rice. Kasi ang hirap ng management kung iba-iba mga marami. Just for rice. Parang one commodity, we start it one at a time. Yeah. So just to reiterate my motion, which was for the record already seconded, my motion is to direct the Department of Agriculture to immediately convene a task force that will work with NFA in disposing of the approximately 25 million kilos of aging rice per month that will be sold through Kadiwa, and the Kadiwa identifying accredited NFA rice retailers in the public markets of the poorest provinces or cities with high poverty rate.